Hello, it's me, and today I'm playing something a little wild. Monster Hunter is a game about monsters, and the people who hunt them, who could have guessed. And recently, I've decided to dive into this series and see what all the hoo-ha's about. Why, you may ask? I don't know, it looked fun. But I have never played one before. None of my friends have played them, and my entire knowledge of the game comes from that one Maxwell video from a few years ago that I half remember. I don't even know what the cat things are called. I don't even know who the devs are. I've forgotten whilst writing the script. So, prepare yourself for an almost unbearable level of ignorance and lack of skill.
Ow.
Because I'm not even going to watch a tutorial before playing the game. I'm going in raw and showing you my experience as I experienced it. Monster Hunter Wilds starts with you, the player character, joining an expedition to the Forbidden Lands. Why are they forbidden? Even so, after arriving on the Forbidden Lands, I find a child just sort of sitting around in the desert, unharmed. Okay, I then greet the locals by immediately stealing their horse, bird, raptor things from a child and killing the first creature I find. You know, I think I can get into this. Also, how can I speak English? Everything shown in this opening looks pretty cool. The early game monsters, the characters, the voice acting, the cutscenes, the world itself, the animation, it's all clearly been given a lot of love and attention. I mean, the running animation for The Secret is just, chef's kiss, looks great. I just wish the game's performance got the same treatment. However, I don't know what's going on, which brings me to my first criticism. The game doesn't explain jack, world building wise. I know our player motivations, find the keepers, kill the white guy, but why are we here as a collective? It's not explained. Other than, we ain't been here before because we weren't allowed. But why? Which is a shame because I really like world building and there is clearly a reason. They're just not telling me. I think I know why it doesn't. If every game in the series explained these things, it would get boring for returning players, which I do understand, but that's why the skip cutscene button exists. You shouldn't just not explain it. I just got the game series. I want to know about the world I'm in. Why are we going to the Forbidden Lands? Why are they Forbidden Lands? Who are we? Who do we work for? Who are the hunters? Do they just hunt monsters? Why are they here? Why are they so freakishly strong? Why are there so many massive monsters? What is the guild? Why do we hunt the monsters? Are monsters evil or just animals? Why am I being followed by a talking cat? I've got a lot of questions and I'm not getting a lot of answers. So I'm just going to have to assume the player character is an American dentist coming to Africa to hunt endangered species for fun. Now, what it lacks in world building and motivation, which again I'm sure it has, it just doesn't show it in the opening, it more than makes up for in the game part of the game. The opening is fun and shows a lot of what the game has to offer and will offer in the future. It still manages to drag you in with just the promise of all this cool stuff, even though I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Continuing with the opening, after saving the child and not leaving the main party in the middle of the desert, okay then, we get to choose our first weapon, which there are at least two, maybe three. I tried a few of the weapons out, and the combos on the screen made me stain my jorts.
I have not got a Scooby what I'm supposed to be doing here.
So I ended up choosing the charge axe just at random and seeing how I got on with it. Why charge axe, you may ask? I don't know, it had a cool name. I only got about 2 lines of text explaining the difference between the weapons, so that's all you're getting. Anyway, I saved another random schmuck wandering in the desert for no reason. Will you people please just stay at home for crying out loud? And I got my first taste of Monster Hunter combat. And it's pretty cool.
Kill, kill, kill.
It obviously reminds me of Dark Souls boss fights for lack of a better comparison. Dodge, heal every now and then, watch your stamina. It's a gameplay loop we're all familiar with. And I've beat Dark Souls 3 on keyboard, so I know what I'm doing here. But Monster Hunter differs by changing things up a bit. You need to keep your weapon sharpened. How the hell do you sharpen a hammer? Keep an eye on status effects. Make sure you have the correct ammo if you're using a ranged weapon. Stock up before going out. Have the correct potions to stop the status effects that monsters may give you. Eat correctly, which I'll get to later. And make sure your armor is well suited to what you're fighting. There is probably even more, but this is all I can think of right now. After defeating the frog lizard thing,
yeah. God, I love harming innocent creatures.
I made my way back to the camp and unlocked all the crafting and NPCs. Crafting is exactly what I thought it would be. It's getting stuff in the wild and turning it into things at locations within your camp, like the smith and your personal tent, where I learned about armors and cooking respectively. Armors have different stats depending on what it's made from, and cooking gives buffs depending on what you eat and fills your stamina and health bar, I think. After being introduced to everyone, I was told to go out with a twink and another fictional creature from the Monster Hunter world, a woman, to look for... Yeah, I can't actually remember why we needed to go out in the first place. But we did find the blood-stained waters of our colonial atrocities. Yippee. Also, a Spinder appears, and the twink has been kidnapped. What a beautiful creature of nature. Burn it in a fire. We saved the twink, and I am now using the heavy bowgun because I unlocked the second weapon slot and I needed to put something in there. But I've decided to use the hammer now as well because the combos are far easier to remember. It's literally just left click or right click. It's not that hard. And it stuns, which I like. I like a lot. Then we meet more natives. I forgot what they were called. Shit. Either way, they stole our stuff and we're trying to get it back because the guild woman is having an aneurysm. They stole a rock. Why is this woman here? They still haven't told me. Also, we have killed everything we have come across. I have a bowgun. They are like free for nothing. Just let me shoot them. But no, we have to go fight the poop monster so they can get some honey. I'm not sure you want that honey anymore, dude. The poop monster was literally sleeping in it. Either way, die.
Hey. I'm not really sure what to say about this one.
After saving the brown-stained honey farm, we head back to the camp and, wait a minute, I just cooked something for the first time. Now there was two things I knew about this game before I got into it. It was that you hunted monsters and that cats cooked for you. Where are the cats, man? The one thing about this game was that cats cooked for you. How have they not put that in? It was even in the movie no one watched. Come on, man, you had one job. The cooking scenes are still okay though. However, oh my god, there is so much going on. What does the cat being level 3 even mean, dude? Should I just do recommended meal every time? What's the difference with the different branches of the same weapon? I thought all the armor and weapons came from monsters, but you can get them from resources around the map as well. There are so many items in this box. I've crafted none of these. The game felt overwhelming by this point. I never thought I would say this, but there's too much content. Which isn't a bad thing, but I don't know what's happening, and I don't feel as if I'm doing everything correctly. Hell, I still don't know what the guild is by this point. I really think a few more in-depth tutorials and cutscenes on the story, here and there, would have been a big help. Just make them skippable for returning players. Like, do I really need to collect everything I come across? Or should I just not bother until I need them? It's another thing that I just didn't know. It feels bloated, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. There's a lot going on, and I don't know if I need to be engaging with all of it. And bear in mind, I was 10 hours into the game by this point, but it felt like 5. So I was clearly having fun because time was flying by like a crack-riddled spider monkey, but I just felt like I wasn't doing it right. Even so, it's time to help the village by importing opioids and flooding the market with cheap goods. The village people said that we can have the secret, guys, I swear. No, you can't ask them. Oh, by the way, Big Lion. The Dishogama fight is... The Big Lion fight was actually really cool. You lure out the village and away from its pack into a storm. And then you fight the Outfa with a bunch of sandworms at the same time, whilst thunder and lightning combined with a big sandstorm is going on around you. It's really cool, and it's what I've come to expect from Monster Hunter by this point. It's just really cool. The game is just cool. The cool weapons, cool monsters, cool world, cool armor. It's cool. Just really cool. And it's what kept me playing despite the performance. Yep, it's time to justify that mixed reviews on Steam because the performance is ass. Dude, it's really bad. Don't get me wrong, the game looks good and my PC is starting to get a little on the older side, but I'm not running the game at ultra mega super mega settings. I was on medium during the boss fight straight after the Dishogama fight, and I'm not showing that because I have no footage of the next monster fight because the game froze, crashed, and blue screened my PC and corrupted the recording just to top it off. It was a minor annoyance, so I have reconstructed the offense from memory. Observe. Riveting, I know. The performance became especially bad after this. The main party journeyed to the lag dimension, where I had to further lower my settings to low, and everything looked like it was being played on a PS Vita by that point, which I don't care about graphics, I just want to play the game. But I still couldn't get over 30 frames in this place. It got quite ludicrous, and it's such a shame that the performance got this bad, because the game is fun. Again, it's cool. Cool fights, cool monsters, cool graphics, when it's actually set to high. Cool world. The story is... it picks up in the second half. Cool setting, cool landscapes. It's cool. I've said it enough for you to know by now. The game is cool, but I just can't play it. It's let down by the poor optimization, which is saddening to me because I really wanted to continue. But if the game's frames keep dropping like it has, I won't be able to. The frames may get better after this point, but I can't get past this point, and there's no point in me sinking time in if I get past that point and they don't get better. Either way, I'm not going to tell you any more about the plot to avoid spoilers. But I do enjoy the game, and once it updates and the performance becomes better, I will still be playing it, and you should get it too. Just wait a bit for the patches to come out, because it's in a bit of a state right now. But all in all, Monster Hunter Wilds is a nice break from the samey shooters and battle royales of modern gaming. It's cool to see something different for once. That isn't a Tom Clancy's Call of Duty's Assassin's Fortnite clone with a battle pass and loot boxes. It's just a cool, original game that is very, very fun. They just fumbled the bag right at the end. Give it some time, and I reckon it will be remembered as a very, very good game. So all in all, I give Monster Hunter 10 poop monsters out of 23 missing contexts. Bye.